tuned in to Camnet TV today, 27th of July in the year 2026. Let's now take a look at the news headlines. NGOCC urges political leaders to end personal attacks during campaigns. CAAC seeks legal reforms on presidential dismissals. Government expands social cash transfers to improve child nutrition. In international news, US and Iran pause strikes for third night to prioritize peace talks. In sports, coach NORA urges calm and focus ahead of Egypt game. Join us for these and many more stories after the break.
Before 2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the enhanced Constituency Development Fund, more classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy. It is a promise to every Zambian child, a promise that poverty will not decide their future, a promise delivered. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let's continue to move Zambia forward together.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 It's morning again in Zambia. Today, millions of our children will go to school more than ever before in the history of our country because free education is opening doors that were once closed. Today, with over 40 million kwacha to spend, communities will build clinics, improve schools, drill boreholes, and transform lives using the increased CDF. Men and women will walk through markets and stations freely, without fear or intimidation from cadres. But the journey is not over, and we still have more work to do.
We've started the change. Now let's finish the job. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let us continue to move Zambia forward together.
Camnet TV main news now showing on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. With the main news in detail, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. The Non-Governmental Gender Organizations Coordinating Council, NGOCC, has called on political parties and leaders to maintain civility and focus on issue-based campaigns ahead of Zambia's August 13 general elections. In a statement issued to Camnet News, NGOCC Board Chairperson Beauty Katebe expressed concern over remarks attributed to President Hakainde Hichilema during recent campaign rallies in Mazabuka, saying the comments appear to draw the elderly mother of Mazabuka Central aspiring candidate Garin Kombo into political attacks against her son. Ms. Katebe said involving family members who are not contestants in political campaigns crosses the boundaries of acceptable democratic debate. She said while Zambia's democracy encourages robust political competition, candidates should challenge each other's records, policies, and conduct rather than target relatives who hold no public office. The organization further warned that women related to political figures, including mothers, wives, and daughters, are often turned into soft targets in political battles, exposing them to public ridicule online abuse, and in some cases, security risks. NGOCC described such conduct as a form of gendered political violence and said it would continue to speak out against it regardless of who is responsible. The council urged President Hichilema and all candidates contesting the August 13 elections to redirect campaign messages towards issues affecting citizens, including employment, the cost of living, agriculture, healthcare, education, and national development. NGOCC said Zambians deserve an election campaign centered on policies and ideas rather than personal attacks involving family members who are not participating in politics.
We are deeply concerned by the remarks attributed to President Hakainde Hichilema during the recent campaign rallies in Mazabuka, which appear to draw the elderly mother of Mazabuka Central aspiring candidate, Mr. Gary Nkombo, into political attacks against her son. Such conduct crosses a line no political contest should cross. Zambia's democracy is built on a robust debate. Candidates must be free to challenge one another's records, policies, and conduct. That is the essence of competitive politics. But there is a clear difference between vigorous political contestation and dragging an innocent elderly woman who holds no political office into the fray. The elderly mother is not a candidate. She did not seek public scrutiny, and she deserves none. This is not merely about decorum. Women connected to political figures, but mothers, wives, daughters, are frequently weaponized as soft targets to wound their male relatives, exposing them to public ridicule, online abuse, and in some cases, genuine safety risks. This is a form of gendered political violence, and NGOCC will not stay silent when it happens, regardless of who the perpetrator is. We urge President Hakainde Hichilema and all candidates across the political divide to redirect campaign discourse toward the issues that matter to Zambians. And these are jobs, the cost of living, agriculture, healthcare, education, and national development at large.
The Community Action Against Corruption CAAC has called for urgent legal reforms that would compel every Republican president to publicly explain the reasons for dismissing, relieving, or terminating the appointments of senior government officials. In a statement issued to Camnet News, CAAC Chief Executive Officer Brighton Tembo said the current practice of removing senior public officials without explanation undermines transparency and accountability in governance. Mr. Tembo said the lack of official communication fuels public speculation, damages reputations, and leaves citizens to make assumptions about the reasons behind the dismissals. He cited the case of former local government and rural development minister Gary Nkombo, saying many people initially speculated that his removal from office was linked to corruption, but later developments suggested otherwise. CAAC argued that only dismissals involving national security should remain undisclosed, while all other cases should be explained in the interest of fairness, transparency, and accountability. The organization has since appealed to constitutional experts, civil society organizations, and members of the public to support legislative reforms that would make disclosure of reasons for dismissing senior government officials a legal requirement rather than a matter of presidential discretion.
The legislative system must introduce laws that will compel the Republican president to always disclose the reasons for firing top government officials or dismissing them. Because, when these reasons are not given, these people are fired, they are subject to unnecessary speculations. Sometimes these speculations are very damaging. For example, like it was the case in the dismissal of Honorable Gary Nkombo. There were certain people speculated that he was dismissed because of corruption. But what we know as at now, I think that dismissal was not related to that. But the damage to some extent was already caused. So it will be in the interest of transparency and accountability and fairness if the president can disclose the reasons. We feel the only reasons that should not be disclosed for dismissal are those that are bordering on national security. But if they are just ordinary reasons, these must be made public so that we save the reputation of those who are dismissed, including the damaging speculations around these people once they are dismissed from government. I think this will help to entrench the accountability and the transparency.
Government has begun rolling out a nutrition-sensitive cash top-up pilot under the social cash transfer program, targeting about 25,000 vulnerable households in 4 districts to improve child nutrition and reduce malnutrition. According to the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Principal Public Relations Officer Glenda Nachinga, the pilot project has commenced in Chiwombo, Monze, Mumbwa and Kawambwa districts selected because of their high levels of malnutrition and stunting, as well as lessons learned from previous program implementation. She said under the initiative, eligible social cash transfer beneficiaries with children under the age of 2, as well as pregnant and breastfeeding women, will receive an additional 200 kwacha on top of their regular social cash transfer payments. Ms. Nachinga said the top-up increases the total transfer to 1,000 kwacha for standard beneficiary households from 800 kwacha, while households with persons with disabilities will receive 1,400 kwacha, up from 1,200 kwacha. However, she said the ministry clarified that the nutrition-sensitive top-up is not a universal benefit and is only available to households that already qualify under the social cash transfer program's poverty and vulnerability criteria. Ms. Nachinga stressed that not all pregnant or breastfeeding women automatically qualify for the additional support.
The Ministry of Community Development and Social Services has commenced payments under the Nutrition Sensitive Cash Top-Up Pilot Initiative, which is being implemented under the Social Cash Transfer Program. So this initiative is being implemented in 4 districts, namely Chiwombo, Monze, Mumbwa, and Kawambwa. So beneficiaries will receive an additional 200 kwacha on top of their ordinary transfer values. So for ordinary social cash transfer households that receive 800 kwacha, they'll now receive 1,000 kwacha. And for households with persons with disabilities, they'll now receive 1,400 kwacha from 1,200 kwacha. So eligible beneficiaries are those that have children under the age of 2, as well as pregnant and breastfeeding women. And the initiative will support approximately 25,000 eligible households. Would like to categorically state that not all pregnant women or breastfeeding mothers automatically qualify to be on this pilot initiative. And as a ministry, we would like to reiterate government's commitment to continue implementing social protection programs that not only aim at ending poverty, but also aim at creating resilient communities.
And that particular story takes us to our first set of commercials, but do join us for more news when we come back. Stay tuned.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
For decades, Zambia has searched for its promise. Through triumph, sacrifice, and difficult seasons. Many promised change. Many spoke of hope, but the burden remained heavy. And then a servant of the people stepped forward. Not perfect, not a magician, but a man willing to lead his people through the wilderness toward a better Zambia. Like Moses leading his people toward the promised land. The journey was never meant to be easy, because nations are not built overnight. They are built through faith, sacrifice, and perseverance. The work is not finished, but Zambia is moving forward.
On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia.
In every celebration, there's a simple choice being made. To belong, count me in. In moments of love and promises for tomorrow, count me in. At the checkout line, in the middle of an ordinary day, a reminder that every number matters. Count me in. Across our communities, our streets, the same message finds us. Count me in. From the everyday worker to the hands shaping our future every day, the call is the same. Count me in. And around the traditions that bring us together, the message becomes impossible to ignore. Count me in. This election season, your vote counts. Get your NRC and voters card ready. Count me in.
Welcome back to the Camnet News Desk. The main news continues. The Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, has recorded a historic 97 billion United States dollars in investment commitments after issuing 2,338 investment licenses between 2021 and June 2026, surpassing 70 billion United States dollars secured between 2007 and 2020. Speaking during a media briefing in Lusaka, ZDA Director General Albert Halwampa said the strong investment performance demonstrates growing investor confidence in Zambia's economy. Mr. Halwampa said investments worth 19.7 billion United States dollars have already been realized through more than 830 companies operating in various sectors of the economy. He noted that the mining and manufacturing sectors account for more than 73% of the realized investments, underscoring their central role in driving Zambia's industrialization agenda. Mr. Halwampa added that the realized investments have created 149,956 jobs, with the mining, manufacturing, agriculture, and transport sectors contributing more than 85% of the total employment generated. He attributed the improved investment climate to President Hakainde Hichilema's economic diplomacy, successful debt restructuring efforts, improved sovereign credit ratings, lower inflation, exchange rate stability, and prudent macroeconomic management. We now go to Eastern Province, Chasefu constituency in particular, where Chasefu Empowerment Support Trust, CHEST, has handed over a modern 300,000 kwacha ablution block to Lusunta Day Secondary School, marking a major milestone in improving sanitation facilities in the district's education sector. The facility, described as the first of its kind at a secondary school in Chasefu district, has been officially handed over to the Ministry of Education. Speaking on behalf of the learners during the handover ceremony, Piu Loveness Nyerende expressed gratitude to CHEST for responding to the school's sanitation needs. CHEST Executive Director Mishek Nyambose said the project was funded through support from cooperating partners contributions from the organization's board members and the trust on resources. Mr. Nyambose said adequate sanitation facilities are critical in promoting hygiene, safeguarding the health of dignity of learners, and creating a conducive learning environment. He expressed confidence that the new ablution block will improve teaching and learning outcomes at Lusunta Day Secondary School. Acting Chasefu District Commissioner Willie Sinkamba, who officiated at the handover ceremony, commended CHEST for complementing government's efforts to improve education infrastructure. Mr. Sinkamba said partnerships between government and non-governmental organizations play a vital role in addressing infrastructure gaps and enhancing the quality of education in rural communities. The new facility is expected to improve hygiene standards and provide learners with a safer and more dignified school environment.
The ablution block was made possible through the support of the Chasefu Empowerment Trust, which at the cost of about 300,000 kwacha. This government, which is headed by His Excellency, the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, is happy with what other partners are doing in improving the livelihood of our pupils and the communities. One of them is sanitation and hygiene.
Inaboma liwemi ya President Hakainde Hichilema iyo yampani free education naseta wapo ngandise wa chest kumpani mara ya wemi ikanigozeri msukuru wana wangu nja kwamba notufuma kwa inene kwa ise teka yari kwene uchasefu kuli jeso kunyake uko kuli zengeka ablution ina maji na toilet yo kujumura cha kwamba.
Allow me to mention that school girls at Lusunta Day Secondary School, we are very delighted for this kind gesture. The handover ceremony of this ablution block will be handed over to the girls of the Lusunta Day Secondary School. And it has brought a lot of joy to us as Lusunta Day Secondary School girls.
Zambia has called for stronger collaboration and increased investment in sport among Commonwealth nations, saying strategic partnerships can accelerate socio-economic development and improve sports infrastructure across member states. Speaking at the 12th Commonwealth Sport Ministers meeting in Glasgow, Zambia's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Machenje Mazoka, said sport remains a powerful tool for promoting unity, inclusion and sustainable development throughout the Commonwealth. Ms. Mazoka said the Zambian government has prioritized grassroots sports through the Rural Sport Development Program, which has decentralized community sport to all 116 districts to expand access, particularly in undeserved communities. She told delegates that Zambia is also strengthening partnerships with the private sector, sports institutions, and international joint hosting of major sporting events, saying such partnerships have the potential to stimulate economic growth, boost infrastructure development, and deepen regional integration. Ms. Mazoka cited the partnership between Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda to co-host the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations as an example of regional cooperation that other Commonwealth countries could emulate. She said Zambia is ready to pursue similar collaborative initiatives and reaffirm the country's commitment to working with Commonwealth member states to maximize the contribution of sport to economic development and the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Medical for Quality Healthcare in Zambia, MQHZ, has called on the Ministry of Health and other stakeholders to ensure all health facilities establish and sustain active quality improvement QI programs to enhance patient safety and improve healthcare delivery. In a media statement, NGOCC Director General Dr. Quincy Mwabu expressed concern that many hospitals, health centers and clinics across the country do not have functional quality improvement programs despite government policy recognizing quality healthcare as a key pillar of an effective health system. The organization said the absence of active quality improvement committees continues to compromise patient safety, service delivery, and overall health outcomes. Dr. Mwabu explained that quality improvement programs enable health facilities to identify service delivery challenges, implement practical solutions, monitor performance, and continuously improve the quality of care provided to patients. The organization, however, noted that many quality improvement committees remain inactive or lack adequate support to effectively carry out their responsibilities. Dr. Mwabu acknowledged the government's commitment to strengthening the healthcare sector through the national health policy and other reforms, but stressed that these commitments must be translated into action at facility level. He urged the Ministry of Health, health facility managers, professional bodies and cooperating partners to prioritize the establishment and strengthening of functional quality improvement programs supported by trained personnel, regular clinical audits, patient feedback systems, and continuous monitoring of quality indicators.
I think it's calling for every health facility in the country to have an active quality improvement program. This is because quality healthcare is not all about having hospitals, medicines, or medical equipment. It is also about making sure that healthcare services are continuously reviewed and improved. When health facilities have active quality improvement programs, they are better able to identify challenges, improve patient safety, reduce medical errors, and provide better care to the people they serve. Ultimately, patients receive safer and more effective healthcare services. So we therefore encourage the Ministry of Health, health facility managers, and all stakeholders to make quality improvement a priority in every hospital, health center, and clinic, because investing in quality improvement is an investment in better health outcomes and greater public confidence in our healthcare system.
Government has commissioned 68 newly constructed school health rooms and handed over 4 motorbikes to the Ministry of Education in Western Province in a move aimed at improving access to health services for learners. Western Province Permanent Secretary Simomo Akapelwa said the initiative reflects government's commitment to improving both learners' health and education outcomes. Speaking during the commissioning ceremony, Mr. Akapelwa said the 4 motorbikes will strengthen supervision, monitoring, mentorship, data collection, and the distribution of essential health commodities in schools across the province. He also commended healthy learners for supporting the initiative through infrastructure development, capacity building, and technical assistance. Mr. Akapelwa further urged local authorities in Western Province to use the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, to construct more health rooms in schools and expand access to quality school health services. Meanwhile, Pupil Representative Namwaka Sitwala said the newly constructed health room will help learners access health services more easily because the services are now closer to school. The new facilities are expected to improve access to basic school health services and support efforts to create a healthier learning environment for pupils in the province. Our reporter Kelvin Kabila Musiebo filed in this report.
School Health Room is a healthy initiative aimed at improving child health outcomes by integrating health services into the school environment. It focuses on early identification of health problems, health promotion, and connecting children to the wider healthcare system when needed. Western Province Permanent Secretary Momo Akapera commissioned the 68 new reconstructed school health rooms and handed over 4 motorbikes to the Ministry of Education. Speaking during the handover ceremony, the Permanent Secretary Momo urged the recipients to guard the donated motorbikes jealously.
It is the official opening of 68 newly constructed health rooms in Mungu, Limulunga, Nalolo and Nkeyema districts. The government of the Republic of Zambia, through the Ministries of Health and Education, remains fully committed to the school health program and to the well-being of our learners. The importance of these health rooms in the implementation of the school health program cannot be overstated. I urge the recipients to use these bikes responsibly and exclusively for program activities.
Others who spoke are Principal Education Standards Officer Richard Imasiku and Casey Mbote, Provincial Health Learner Coordinator.
Health Learners has built these health rooms in our schools because we believe that a healthy pupil is a health learner. Some of our pupils actually miss lessons because they have to go to health facilities that are sometimes a little bit far away from schools. Now that we have brought these health facilities in our schools, we want to believe that children will concentrate more on learning. The time that they are spending going to bigger health facilities is going to be short.
We are implementing this program into various schools in the 4 districts of Western Province. So these motorbikes that we have donated today is a huge milestone to the school health program in Western Province. As you can see that the challenges at times when school coordinators fail to meet all the schools in a month, but given with this transport, I feel this time around they will be able to concentrate and do all the activities that are scheduled for each month.
Meanwhile, speaking on behalf of other peoples, Namakastwala appreciated the gesture, stating that the health room will minimize people's absenteeism and support the overall well-being of pupils.
In terms of academic performances, let's take for example in the past, pupils used to get sick and then they would go home without them staying in classes. But now, since the introduction of this infrastructure, pupils when they are sick, they come here to get out-of-sick medical attention, and then they'll be given to them. And after that, if they are well, they'll go back in classes and they'll start learning again.
Kelvin Kabiram Sebo, Camnet News in Mongo District, Western Province.
We now take our second set of commercials, but do join us for international and sports news when we come back. Do stay tuned.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 Voting is
independent.
Did you know that you've got the right to complain against any radio or television broadcast? Did you also know that every radio or television station has an obligation to respond and address your complaints when aggrieved? The first step is to complain to the station not more than 3 months after the broadcast took place. It is expected that the station will respond reasonably to you, that is within 14 days. If not satisfied, then escalate your problem to the Independent Broadcasting Authority.
We're at Mass Media Complex, Ali King Carter Road, PO Box 32475, Lusaka, or call us on +260 211 250589 or visit our website at www.iba.org.zm. IBA, promoting ethical and professional broadcasting.
It's morning again in Zambia. Today, millions of our children will go to school more than ever before in the history of our country because free education is opening doors that were once closed. Today, with over 40 million kwacha to spend, communities will build clinics, improve schools, drill boreholes, and transform lives using the increased CDF. Men and women will walk through markets and stations freely, without fear or intimidation from cadres. But the journey is not over, and we still have more work to do.
We've started the change. Now let's finish the job. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let us continue to move Zambia forward together.
An instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Welcome back, and now in international news. The United States and Iran paused hostilities for a third night on Sunday as they look to give peace talks another chance. Nearly 2 weeks of consecutive strikes almost quashed a landmark peace deal signed last month. U.S. officials say President Trump is willing to resume talks but warned that military assets are still moving into the region, and President Trump is ready to act if no progress is made. Hostilities resumed after Washington accused Iran of targeting commercial vessels in the strategic Strait of Hormuz, violating a memorandum of understanding signed in mid-June. Iran retaliated by targeting U.S. assets in Jordan and the Gulf states. On Sunday, Iran confirmed that it had also halted its retaliatory campaign amid ongoing diplomatic talks, but it too warned of severe consequences if the U.S. resumes strikes. Here's a roundup of international stories courtesy of Africa News.
Ghana has begun repatriating another 1,000 nationals from South Africa due to ongoing anti-migrant sentiment in the country. Accra said that special flights bringing the migrant workers back are the final phase of its evacuation of nationals. Ghana has already returned more than 900 citizens and says it will demand compensation from the South African government for their lost property and assets. It's also petitioned the International Criminal Court to open an investigation into attacks against foreigners, which it says could constitute crimes against humanity. Ghana and Nigeria have called on the African Union to put the issue on the agenda at the next summit. South Africa has long attracted migrants from other African nations because of its relative wealth, but rising unemployment has fueled anger against foreign workers. Tens of thousands of foreigners have left. Protesters in Togo are calling for a return to the country's previous constitution. Changes adopted in 2024 established a parliamentary system, handing executive power to the President of the Council of Ministers, a post now held by former President Faure Gnassingbé. The constitutional change that took place in Togo in 2024 is completely illegal. It's a constitutional coup d'etat. The Togolese people will never accept this outrage. Last month, the ECOWAS Court of Justice ruled that the reform contravenes the country's democratic principles. While not legally binding, the opposition is hoping the ruling will mobilise the public. It's the awakening of our fellow citizens, because when you're in a dictatorship, it's only through the awakening of the population that things change. The only thing I want is a return to the former constitution that was amended. Gnassingbé has ruled Togo since 2005. Under the new constitution, he can be re-elected indefinitely by parliament. The position of national president is now mostly ceremonial and limited. The United States and Iran paused hostilities for a third night on Sunday as they look to give peace talks another chance. Nearly 2 weeks of consecutive strikes almost quashed a landmark peace deal signed last month. US officials say President Trump is giving diplomacy a chance, but warned that military assets are still moving into the region, and said Trump is ready to act if no progress is made. Hostilities resumed after Washington accused Iran of targeting commercial vessels in the strategic Strait of Hormuz, violating a memorandum of understanding signed in June. Iran retaliated by targeting US assets in Jordan and the Gulf states. Yemen's Iran-backed Houthis announced a blockade on the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, ramping up pressure on the US and a reeling world economy. On Sunday, Iran confirmed it had also halted its retaliatory campaign amid ongoing diplomatic talks, but it too warned of severe consequences if the US resumes strikes. Tehran is also in a diplomatic clash with Ukraine following a strike on an Iranian ship bound for Russia. Kyiv says the vessel was transporting military cargo to the Kremlin, which would be used against Ukraine. Iran said the strike killed a sailor and warned the attack will not go unanswered.
And finally, in sports news this evening, Zambia national women's team coach NORA Ohople says the team will rely on tactical flexibility and a strong performance when it faces Egypt tomorrow. Speaking ahead of the match, Coach NORA said the team has focused less on results and more on execution, with the belief that good performances will produce the right outcome. She said the technical bench studied Egypt closely and identified spaces and gaps to exploit. She also said the team has spent the past month developing new tactical plans to give itself more options during the game. Coach NORA added that the squad now understands how it wants to start matches and how it can adjust when circumstances change. She said this tactical flexibility marks one of the team's key improvements in recent weeks. Coach NORA said the players have settled into the tournament, gained confidence and moved past their early nerves. And Copper Queens captain Barbara Banda stressed that the team will not look beyond tomorrow's fixture. She said the players and technical staff remain fully focused on the match against Egypt and will continue to take the tournament one game at a time.
The opening game, we're going to face Egypt. As you mentioned it well in your question, Mike, it's about the performance. You know, we are not so focused just to talk about the results. We always believe that when we do our performance well, the results will automatically follow. So we worked a lot on tactical screws. Of course, we observed Egypt and find a bit the spaces, the gaps. And then we just keep very much focusing on us. You know, we have the last months developed 1-2 new tactical plans also, which we implemented well. So we got a bit more flexible, that we know exactly how we want to enter the game, and we also know we can change in, and adapt also with the plan BC. I think this flexibility tactical wise is one of our improvements we have done. Then it's in the performance also. It's usual when you start a tournament, maybe to release a bit this nervosity, just to get in, find the confidence, and just stick to our plans we have done, and also take a bit this excitement with us. But
the coach has said about focus. So for I and the team, our focus is into tomorrow's game. We are not looking out of anything apart from tomorrow's game. We take each game at a step. So our focus from today, whatever we are doing from now up to the game day, our focus is tomorrow's game. That's it.
And that sporting item brings us to the end of this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But before we go, a recap of stories that made headlines. NGOCC urges political leaders to end personal attacks in campaigns. CAAC seeks legal reforms on presidential dismissals. Government expands social cash transfers to improve child nutrition. Our international headline, US and Iran pause strikes for third night to prioritize peace talks. Our sports headline, Coach NORA urges calm and focus ahead of Egypt game. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Psalm, chapter 46, verse 1. It reads, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. That ends the Bible reading, and that concludes this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But dear viewer, like always, be reminded that Camnet TV is not just another channel. Now showing on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Tapelo Joe Smarter. Good evening and God bless.